What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This is episode number 14. In the last episode, we had to go back to the Snowhead Temple because I messed things up, and I forgot to go back and get the fairy, so we had to do that. We got that reward, and then we did some stuff in spring, like getting our nice little gilded sword, as you can see here by the golden coloring. What the heck was that? I don't even know where he jumped from, somewhere up there. That was a little awkward. Anyway, so yeah, we did the gilded sword thing, we did the Goron racetrack, and that was a lot of fun. And we got an extra empty bottle, and yeah, we just did a lot of stuff. So there is one thing that I forgot, so we're going to start this episode off by doing that. And in winter, this is covered by ice, so you do need the fire arrows. I already melted that. I have 200 rupees because we're going to need to buy a powder keg afterwards. But basically what happened here is when we were getting tested for the powder keg and we blew up the rock in front of the Goron racetrack in the last episode, you're supposed to go back here and talk to this Goron again, because once you do, that's when you get your certification to carry the powder kegs from then on, and then you can buy them. I didn't actually come back here, so we need to redo this specific part. It's only going to take a minute or two, but we do need to redo it. And I don't know why he just said I failed, but that is a bit interesting. I didn't even try it yet. What do you mean take it again? I failed because I didn't come back and talk to you, like, before I even went back in time? I'm confused. I'm so confused. Anyway, we're going to do this really fast because it is required for the actual storyline. Can you please pick up the powder keg? There we go. Oh my goodness. Hopefully we will not screw this up. So while we're doing this, I just would like to remind you guys, if you haven't done so already and you would like to show some support to the channel, the series, and all that good stuff, remember, just take those 2 seconds to click those, thumb up button right below this video. Like I always mention, it really does mean a lot, especially on this series specifically, just because I know it doesn't get as much support as Pokemon, and that's fine, because I know Pokemon is all the rage right now, and a lot of you are only subscribed because of Pokemon, for the most part. But it is a time-consuming series, which is fine, because I love Zelda, and I love this game specifically, so it's really fun just to sit down and record this, honestly. But it does take a lot of time, so you guys showing your support on that does mean a lot to me. So for those of you that are around every episode to, leave those thumbs ups and comments and all that stuff, that is cool beans. So, enough of that. We just need to take this back to the entrance to the Goron racetrack. Like I mentioned, and you probably already noticed, it does not have to be spring for this to happen. Why are you chasing me all the way across here? I don't like that. Wow, I thought I was going to throw that off the entire cliff. That would have been the worst thing that could ever happen. That would have been absolutely terrible. So our next little adventure will be obviously to get, besides getting the powder keg situation all set up, we need to get Epona, because if you go back in time, when you return to Clocktown, not Navi, I wanted to call it Navi, Tattle will tell you that the ocean is the next place that we need to go, and that is to the west of Clocktown, but there's a little gate that you can't get over. We need Epona for that. Did I really just miss that? Wow, okay, I don't know why it took that many tries, but whatever. Now we can go ahead and go back and visit him again. Get up the hill, get up the hill, get up the hill. There we go. How did you just, like, I don't know, they just, like, transport. Oh my goodness. I was about to say that the Wolfos just teleport back to the same position over and over again. I cannot even believe that I just did that. Alright, so it's going to be a while before we get to the water temple and all that jazz, but like I said, the next thing that we need to do is get Epona. So that's going to be the next little task, and then there are some side quests that we can do aside from that at Romani Ranch and things like that. So I'm going to try to get there on the first day too, just because, well, no, we're going to have to go back in time because it's already 5 o'clock, unless I can make it there in time. No, I need to have the Goron mask on. Let's talk to you. It looks like you managed to succeed. Knowing your skills, I feel fine letting you handle powder kegs on your own. It was bad of me to put you through such a dangerous test. I want you to take this as my apology. And there we go. Oh, we get our own little powder keg. Okay, perfect. So we don't have to go back in time because we don't have to buy one. Alright, I didn't know he gave you a free one. That's cool. Okay, so we need to go ahead and play the Song of Soaring Which you can play inside, by the way, in a lot of cases, except for like houses and stuff. It's weird. It's a really weird situation. Milk Road, Milk Road. I didn't get the thingamajig for Milk Road. Cool. Cool beans. I got Southern Swamp and Woodfall, but not Milk Road. How many times have I been past there and I didn't get the owl statue there? Well, we're gonna get it now. Because I hope we can get there on time. Because we're supposed to be there the first day. If not, we're gonna have to start over. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know if we're gonna make it. It is really, really close. So Milk Road is over here by where the Takuri is. Thankfully, we have the Goron roll to help get us there. Oh, look, and I just happened to roll over some magic jars, too, which is perfect. And now this giant boulder is about to get broken. I think we might just make it. Let's see here. No, nope, nope, stop. Powder Keg. There we go, and he's going to run away for his life. The timer is not nearly as long as the test either. It only takes like maybe 30 seconds, if that. But you can just shoot it with an arrow, of course. And now we have access to Romani Ranch outside of the third day, which normally you would have to wait till the third day. So that's pretty cool. You will have to do this every time you want access to Romani Ranch earlier, which is unfortunate. She's still here. She's still here. Look. There's little Romani, a dog, and finally, Epona. And Tattle says, "Isn't that your horse?" Probably not going to recognize us with this ridiculous outfit on. But no, she's like, "Get away from me. Who are you, you crazy monster?" So we did just barely make it by about 15 minutes on the clock here. We need to talk to Romani. "Hey, who are you?" "I'm Romani. I was given the same name as the ranch. What's your name?" I won't say my name." Well, alright then. How about Grasshopper? That's the name Romani gives you. See, you're wearing green clothes. And you patter about when you walk, so Grasshopper it is. Romani was practicing for tonight. Tonight? Oh, that just doesn't sound creepy at all. No, they are coming. What is that supposed to mean? This is the side quest that I was talking about, by the way. And we do kind of... Well, it's not really a side quest. We do need to do this in order to get Epona. I mean, I guess you don't have to do the specific side quest, but you have to at least hear about it. So, I don't know what you would consider that. I guess it's still optional, technically. So we have to save the ranch from aliens, basically, is what it comes down to. They come every eve of the carnival, or not eve of the carnival, they just come around the time of the carnival, because this only happens on the first night. And they steal the cows. They come to the barn and steal the poor little cows and all of their milk, which is kind of bad for the ranch, because that's how they support themselves. My older sister won't believe me, but Romani must protect the cows. Hey, Grasshopper, I'm recruiting for an assistant right now. You're a boy, won't you try? Yes. Great, now that's the spirit, Grasshopper. Okay, then I'm going straight into my strategy. They'll appear all over the ranch. They'll aim for that barn and approach it slowly, so hit them with arrows so they can't get in. You got that? And you mustn't leave the ranch. Grasshopper, let's practice right away. There are 10 ghost-shaped balloons in the ranch, so hurry and burst them all. You take over 2 minutes, you're out. The current record is 1 minute. I thought that said 1 hour for a second, and I was about to say, I think we're good there. Even with a minute of time, we're still in good shape, and we're already on Epona and everything, and they're in a nice little circle. So I'll just go this way, I suppose. If you never played a Zelda game, the controls might take a little bit of getting used to, but as long as you're not riding extremely quick, you should be able to get the hang of it. The aiming is a little difficult sometimes. At least you have unlimited arrows for this specific event. When you have to do, because this is just practice, when you actually have to do this event, you will not have unlimited arrows, which is unfortunate. But I also suggest doing it not on Epona too, and I'll talk about that once we get there. And, come on, I just talked about how easy this is, and I'm really already royally screwing this up. Alright, 8. Get that. Why am I moving backwards? I am moving backwards. Why was that happening? Alright, we got a nice 5 seconds to get this, but we got it within just a couple of seconds. Wow, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be, but we got it done. 57 seconds. amazing. It's a new record. You two work perfectly together. And now she is going to teach us Romani's horse calling song, which is, you know, formerly known as Epona's song, which is something that's making a return from Ocarina of Time, and it's actually featured in other games too, like even Twilight Princess. So, I mean, you don't have an ocarina, but it's the same, it's about the same thing. So I do suggest remembering this. This is one that you're going to want to have memorized because you can call Epona from wherever you are and she just comes running to you, even if it requires her to just teleport. Apparently that is something that's possible. I don't know what else to say. Epona's a magical horse. It is Epona's song, the song of two who are bound by trust. Yes, she trusts us already. When your arrow hits these, they burst into nothing, but the real ones will keep popping up. If they get in the barn, we lose. They run away at first light of the sun, so we'll have to keep fending them off until then. Did you get that? Yeah, I got that. The operation starts tonight at 2. I'll be waiting in the barn. Don't be late. Romani the ranch girl was added to your notebook. You've taken the job of nighttime assistant. Alright, so it's in the notebook. That means it's on the official schedule, which means at 2 in the morning we do need to come back here. So, we're basically going to be waiting until then, and I guess I didn't need to fill up my wallet with 200 rupees since we got a free powder keg and we actually made it on the first day. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to play the reverse Song of Time to return the flow of time to normal, because otherwise we would not be able to skip to the correct time. And I don't want it to be going slow. There's no reason for that. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we are going to repeatedly just kill the Takuri. And it's about to be nighttime. There we go. Night of the first day. That really doesn't mean much to us. But we need to keep an eye on the time just because, like I said, we need it to be 2 a.m. We need to be back here by then. No later than 2 a.m. So I'm just going to kill the Takuri, basically. And the reason I'm doing that is because we can just continually deposit the rupees that we get. Because once we get to, I think it's 5,000 deposited in the bank, I'm going to get this owl statue while I'm here. Yep. I don't know how I forgot to get that. I don't know, I've been forgetting a lot of things lately. Anyway, once we get to 5,000 rupees in the bank, we do get a heart piece. So we want to make sure that we're continually working towards that goal. Otherwise, trying to do it all at once is a real pain and would take a long time. So, yeah. So first things first, we need to go to West Clocktown, which is going to be over this way because that's where the bank is. If you really wanted to, you could, I guess, keep time slowed so that you have extra time to compile some rupees. It really isn't that important, though. We should be able to get at least one trip back and forth, if not 2. I need the bunny hood. Bunny hood, bunny hood, bunny hood. And if you're running low on time, you can always, in the last hour or so, slow down the slow down the flow of time so that you have extra time to get over there in case you don't have the owl statue or whatever it may be. I really have not made that many deposits, have I? I really have not. What? You're really going to give me that much? You're one rich little guy. So now we have 695 rupees. I don't know if it gives us anything for 1,000. But I'm pretty sure 5,000 is the heart piece goal. So, needless to say, we have a lot of work to do. Definitely a lot. I'm going to leave Epona there just because we may need her. We may need her. We're going to want to take her back to the ranch anyway because the game is supposed to be played on Epona, even though I find it easier to not do it that way. And I'll explain all of that once we get there. But, yeah, these bubbles can get annoying too, so I recommend staying away from them. Otherwise, they curse you, and then you can't use your sword for a while, and that kind of stinks. Alright, come on, Takuri. Yeah, I thought I was going to miss you there for a second. Thought I was. You do have to wait a little bit for the fire to wear off, otherwise your arrows will just go right through him, which stinks. You don't want to waste arrows. More so, you don't want to waste magic. Come on. Come on. Bam. A couple more hits. So we've hit him twice with the sword, 3 times with arrows. This will be 4. Should be 1 more. Let's kill you while we're at it. okay, I guess he just can give up. If you shoot them with light arrows, you actually get 50 rupees, which is really cool. But we don't have light arrows. Wow, I missed because of the stupid bat. There we go. Alright, he's dead. Stupid bad bats are so annoying. There we go, 200 rupees. Yeah, the blue bubbles come back too, which, again, is quite annoying, but there's nothing you can do about it. Shooting them with a light arrow, though, that makes filling up your wallet extremely easy, especially once we get the larger wallet, because there's actually one more upgrade that we can get, and yeah, that's not for a little while yet. It's actually by the ocean, but we have to do some other stuff and get some other items before we have access to that. And it's just a whole big thing. There's a lot of things that we haven't done yet, even though we're technically like halfway done the game as far as temples are concerned. We have a lot of things to get. Just deposit all this money. I don't think we need it for anything, so we can just continually deposit things. I'm not even going to keep the wallet full. We can just empty it. So once we do this one more time, we'll have over 1,000 in the bank. I don't know if we get anything for that. I'm pretty sure we don't. I don't know. I really don't know. We're looking at 10 a.m. right now. Or not 10 a.m., 10 p.m. right now. So we still have about 4 hours to kill. I think we can safely do this one more time. So yeah, this is really nothing exciting. This is just what I recommend wasting the time with, just because it's actually working towards a specific goal. But if you don't want to see this or don't want to watch this, of course, just skip ahead in the video. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just for people that are following along. Because I know I've talked to some of you that have said that you are indeed using this as a walkthrough, which is fine. It's unfortunate that I am messing up as much as I have so far. I love the long range of that sword. Oh my goodness, it's so much better than the Kokiri sword. The Kokiri sword, wow, I just wasted an arrow. Kokiri sword is just terrible. It really is. It really is. Yeah, that's right. No Z targeting or anything. Bam. We need magic is what we need. There we go. And no, we don't need arrows. Okay, I thought we did, but apparently not. Apparently I was incorrect. We could use some magic though. Why does nobody have magic? Is there like a green choo-choo around here somewhere? I thought there was a green choo-choo like right here. Well, there's some magic anyway. Alright, we're all good. We are all good. So we're going to deposit this, and then I think we are good to head on over to Romani Ranch, because it'll probably be at least 1 a.m. before we get over there, and that is calling it fairly close. Now, to be fair, right at 2 a.m. is when Romani actually comes out of her house to start walking over to the barn, so you have a little bit longer than that. So you don't actually have to be there at 2 a.m., but it's still, you want to be there for the whole thing, just because you don't want to call it that close. Because if you do miss out on this, and you just don't make the time or whatever, you have to go back in time and do all of that again. And go back and talk to her, and it's just a whole big thing. So, well, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know that you have to go back and talk to her. I think you can just show up and save the day. But anyway, we got 5 rupees. A whopping 5 rupees, which I'm going to just deposit it again. I'm not going to run away with 5 rupees. Why do we get 5 rupees as a reward for depositing 1,000? That's ridiculous. This is actually going to make our sum even, though, so that's cool. As like 1,100 or something? Yeah, 1,100. Cool. Cool beans. At least we made some progress. We deposited a good, what, 600-ish rupees? Something like that. Alright, Epona, time to go. Of course, we could always use the Song of Soaring now that we have the available owl statue down there, but I'm not going to do that because you want to have Epona there. I guess you could also just leave Epona there, but I want to do it the cool way, so yeah. So, yeah, you are invincible while you're on Epona, by the way, so if things are flying at you, it's really not that big of a deal at all. I wouldn't worry about it. Tingle's still just chilling there. And yeah, we're going to make it with a good 45 minutes or so, maybe a half an hour by the time we actually get up to the barn. But yeah, a good amount of time in advance. Alright, so basically how this game is going to work. There's a couple of things that I do want to explain. First of all, if you do this with time slowed down, the event will take twice as long because the attack on the barn will stop at a specific time, and I think I want to say it's like 4:30 or something like that. 4 or 5:30. Anyway, it's at a specific time, so if you slow down the flow of time before you do this event, I'm sorry, it doesn't take twice as long, it takes 3 times as long because of how much slower time will move. The aliens themselves will also move 3 times slower, so it makes it way, way easier, but it takes a really long time. I suggest, if you're proficient with the bow, that you don't even bother slowing down time. It's not worth it. And I also suggest you don't even bother trying to ride around on Epona to shoot these things, as they're going to show up here. You really don't have much warning. They're just kind of there, and they're all going to start attacking or moving on the barn. They don't actually have an attack. The dog is going to be your little guide to start telling you which ones to start shooting, because he will start barking at the one that is closest to the barn. If they get here, you lose, and it's a whole big thing. So, when you shoot them and defeat them, they will just warp back to where they started and start over again. So they're not gone. So I suggest waiting a little bit before shooting them. That way you're not wasting time. Wow, that was the worst shot of my life. Alright, now we can just move along the barn this way in a clockwise fashion. I let them get a little bit closer than what I wanted to, but you can shoot them all in order for the most part. You can always keep your eye on the dog to figure out which ones are the closest, and they also drop arrows. I probably should shoot you, and we'll get some nice arrows from that. There's also arrows in, I think this, and then there's also grass back here that has arrows too. So as long as we keep doing this, see, time is passing by quite quickly, so we should be fine. It's already 4 a.m., and like I said, this is going to take way, way longer if you choose to slow down time first. So I don't recommend that at all. Yeah, they're really far away now. We're fine. We are completely fine. Why do I keep missing? Why am I so bad at this right now? So another thing is, you can actually eventually see even the one that is coming from behind from this crate. So if you're decent with the bow, like I mentioned before, you can just shoot all of them from this very spot and not even move. So there's that, but I like running around because you can get closer to them and you're not wasting as many arrows. So that is cool. Probably should shoot you, and that should do it because they do leave at 5:30. So I don't think they're going to get close enough in the next 15 minutes. Nope. Oh, it's 5:15. Okay. That works too. Alright, so we completed it, as the aliens are going to retreat at the first light of the sun, like Romani said. So that is cool. We did it! We won! Yay! Thank you. Thanks to you, the cows are giving thanks to. Here's Romani's thanks. When you drink it, put your hand on your hip and take a big gulp like we do here at the ranch. And we are going to receive a milk bottle, which means we now have yet another bottle. We can recycle the bottle, as it said, and that just means that we can keep it for ourselves, because we can be greedy like that. It's almost time for my sister to get up, so I have to get back to bed. See you later, little hero. You helped the ranch girl and saved the cows. This was added to your notebook. Fantastic. Fantastico. So, we do have 3 bottles out of the possible 6. The 6th one is going to take a while before we get that, but the other 2 we should be able to get shortly. Before we actually get into the next section of the ocean, because there's stuff we have to do, a lot of stuff we have to do before we get to the temple. There is a specific event that requires bottles, and if you don't have 4, you're going to have to make multiple trips into like a mini dungeon, and that is really not something that I would recommend. So I do suggest picking up all of the possible bottles before we get to that point. So that includes the 3 that we have, and then at least one other one that I'm going to get before we go there. So that is pretty much that, and it is just about time to be the second day. There we go, dawn of the second day. There are a couple of other things that we can do now that we have, whatchamacallit. What am I calling it? What am I calling it now that we have Epona's song and access to Epona? Because we can take her anywhere now. And one of them is coming here to the Gorman track. We actually don't need to do this until after completing the next temple, but this is something that we can do now. So while on Epona, you can go up right next to this guy here, and they're obviously Gorman's brothers, as you can tell, and target him and talk to him. Is that pathetic thing your horse? I would have guessed that little thing was a mule for sure, ain't that right, little brother? Do you think a horse that pathetic would gallop if you pushed a control stick forward, or would it run faster if you pressed A? This guy's funny. Why don't you give us 10 rupees for the chance to race against us? I don't think I have 10 rupees, actually. Nope, I don't have 10 rupees. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back and do this because I did deposit everything. Never mind. Like I said, this is not something that we need to do right now. We don't even need to do this until after we have completed the next temple, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff to do in between those times, so we can come back here later. And it's not even something that, the reward is not even something that we need for anything, or that, you know, we can even use for a side quest. So basically, that was just a waste of time. Now, there is one more thing that I think we have time for, because I feel like this episode hasn't been that long. Why am I just running straight into the wall? I don't understand. Instead of going to the west to the ocean, we can actually go to the right now and head on over towards the Epona Canyon outside of East Clocktown, which is through this little door right here. That's East Clocktown, and we need... Are you... What is happening? Okay, that was really, really weird. Okay. Yeah, Epona just kind of glitched. Yeah, you can't get hurt by these things. You can run right through them. Epona does not care about explosions whatsoever. But yeah, we need Epona to get further into the canyon. As you may have already noticed if you did some exploring, there's the little gate thing. All you need to do to get over is to just speed up with your little carrots. And as long as you take the angle right, you should be able to jump over it safely. Now, up here, can I look forward? Okay, I guess not. I have to pull out the bow. Up here is going to be the way to the rest of the canyon. That'll be leading up to the 4th temple and stuff like that. We don't need to worry about that. And up here is going to lead to the graveyard. So that's cool. But I'm not sure if I want to do that just yet. Actually, you know what? We will do that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Alright, I wanted to get my bearings and just figure out what exactly we were going to be doing. Now that I have it figured out, and now I have 10 rupees too, of course. Nope, wrong song. There we go. Alright, we're going to play this a long time. We're going to go back in time, and when we get back, we are going to come back here. And the reason that I want to go back in time is because there's stuff that you can do on each specific day in the graveyard. I want to get as much of that done as possible. This is not something that is required right now. It will be required, but it's just something extra that we can do at this point of the game. It's a little bit out of order, but it still works. So instead of drawing this episode out, because it is going to take a while, I'm actually going to end the episode here. So if it's a little bit shorter, I apologize about that. But when we get back, we'll head back over to this little area in Epona Canyon. We're going to get another mask, or 2, possibly. And then probably a heart piece and some other optional goodies. And then once we're done with that, we will eventually head on over to the ocean. So I want to thank you all for watching. As always, remember, if you're enjoying the series, if you're having a good time, remember to leave a nice little comment or a thumbs up or whatever it may be, and I do appreciate your support on that. And with that being said, I will see you all for the next episode, but until then, game on.